Chiefs play the Bills in the biggest game of the NFL season this year, and here's what you need to know. We'll get to the picks in a moment, but we're going to do a more in-depth analysis than usual. By the way, all the picks are up on SoBet every single day. It's $1 to join. The Bills and the Chiefs matched up earlier this year in Arrowhead, where the Bills won by 3. Wasn't a great performance from the Bills, but they still got the win on the road. Now they're just 2.5-point favorites at home against the Chiefs. Chiefs began the season 7-2 and have struggled ever since. They finished 11-6, but the story of their season has been underperforming, dropping balls, not making plays, Travis Kelce being washed up and not finishing games the way he used to. On the other hand, their defense has been outstanding, which has been the reason for their success. In the past, they've leaned on one of the best offenses in the NFL, but with a mediocre offense, their defense has carried them this far. Traditionally, if teams score 21 or more points, they beat the Chiefs this season. What's interesting about the valuation in this game is the media commentary. Because 2-3 weeks ago, everyone was up in arms about how bad the Chiefs are, how much they're disappointing. Are we at the point where they need to panic? And then they had a decent Week 17 win after a horrible loss to the Raiders on Christmas. Then they sat their starters for the final game of the season, and then they beat an absolutely battered Miami team that everyone knew was on their last legs. And after that unexciting, uneventful win, people are talking like the Chiefs are back. It's playoff Pat Mahomes. For those of us who have been keeping up this whole entire time, we know that that's nothing new. Nothing has changed in terms of our perception of the Chiefs. They are not the team they've been over the last several years. When Pat Mahomes gets the ball within 2 minutes, down 3, you don't fear him anymore. I've been saying that since Week 11. On the Bills side, they began the season 6-6 with some devastating losses and some horrible collapses, and everyone was wondering what's wrong with the Bills. People counted them out. They said the Super Bowl window is closed, and people were even talking about trading Josh Allen before they peeled off 5 straight dubs and then a 6th in the first round of the playoffs. They were in a 3-game deficit in the AFC East, and they came all the way back, beating the Dolphins in Week 18 to take the division. Allen has been scrutinized for his turnovers the whole entire season, while people ignore the fact that he leads the league in touchdowns, set a record for rushing touchdowns this season, and has once again proven himself the greatest third-down threat in NFL history. Also, after the Bills began their season 5-5, they fired their offensive coordinator and started letting Josh Allen run way more, and then they haven't lost games since. Even though everyone in Buffalo knew this was the solution, once they started doing it, the Bills went on a tear, just like they always do. This is also a Bills team that's obsessed with the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been their obstacle from getting to the Super Bowl for the last 3 years. In the last 4 matchups, the Bills have won 3 of those games. The only one they lost was after giving up a 13-second field goal and losing in overtime. Despite the idea that the Chiefs have dominated the Bills, it's really just been that major win, and the Bills have been consistently outplaying the Chiefs. Now Patrick Mahomes comes to Buffalo for the first time with fans there and for the first road playoff game of his career, the most aggressive stadium in the NFL. The perspective has shifted in the media throughout this last week of deciding that Patrick Mahomes is back, but everyone who's been keeping up with the season knows -2.5 is disrespectful to the Bills. This is an easy cover for them. This is the highest value play in the entire playoffs this season. The only reason for valuing the Chiefs this much is because people have expectations because of the history of the Chiefs. The history doesn't apply this season. They've shown us for 18 games they are not that team to be feared anymore. Bills -2.5, lock it in.